Phoenix Contact has been wonderful to work with. They are a company that puts their customer first, a company that actually listens to our needs, and it's a company that comes to us with solution.
At Phoenix Contact, we really believe in partnerships that are friendly. We work well with our suppliers and our customers, and are transparent. And as we began to work more with SEL on moving the supply chain here, we came up with lots of different ideas that we could work with them on.
Having the ability to manufacture product close to your customers. That's a very important aspect of why SEL manufactures in the US. We have a very strong customer base in North America, so our ability to build our product close to our customers is very important to us. SEL is a company located in Pullman, Washington. That's where we're headquartered, although we've got facilities and sales offices and support offices not only around North America, but all around the world. And we protect electric power. We make electric power safer, more reliable, and more economical.
The safety aspect is when there's an incident, we're gonna turn off the power, and the reliability is we're gonna turn on the power as quickly as we can, and we're also gonna limit damage to equipment, right? Obviously, if the equipment's getting damaged, it's going to reduce the overall reliability of the power system.
When we started, we mostly service utility companies, right? So depending on where you're located, right, you have a utility companies that services your house, your work, anything that requires electric power. So when our business started, that's who we were serving. We were serving the utility companies to be able to identify faults in the line, whether that was the distribution lines, transmission lines, all the way to the substations. It can be in the generation of power, right? We protect the entire power grid.
SEL values are demonstrated in the quality of the products that we ship to our customers. They have the highest quality and the ownership we take in designing those products to get that quality.
Everyone here cares about what they do. They put in all the hard work. They ensure that our customers come first. We also have 9 values, and we definitely stand behind those 9 values. Those values are not something that just goes into a fancy poster on the website. We live and breathe those 9 values, and that actually defines how we do business every day.
The SEL values are obviously core to our business. They stem from our mission statement. They were created by our founder, at the early stages of the company when he really wanted to quantify what kind of company was SEL going to be, what kind of company were we going to bring to the industry. One of the phrases that I love is sort of a summary of our values statement that Dr. Schweitzer uses. That's, we do business the way our mothers would want us to, right? We've got 9 core values, but really summarize, we want to do business the way our moms would expect us and want us to do business.
Our company has similar goals, similar values that SEL has, and as we opened up these discussions about moving production to North America, we really identified that was where our 2 companies align really well.
SEL does like to vertically integrate, so there's a lot of things that we have, but also there's a lot of things that we don't. There's always usually a good reason behind it, but Ed loves to vertically integrate and build and invent and create new things.
Right now we're working with Phoenix on many opportunities and many projects, starting with headers and plugs, right? We're working with Phoenix on bringing quite a bit of components that are currently being built overseas back to the United States, which again allows us to be able to source our components domestically.
One of the big initiatives that we've had is to move a lot of our supply chains closer to home in North America. If you look at some of the parts as they're manufactured around the world, they may cross the world 2 or 3 times before they're actually delivered to us. So, and just looking at the waste that we can eliminate by having parts that are generated and created closer to where they're actually going to be used is a good thing.
When we got together with SEL and we told them about our strategy of moving more production to Harrisburg, SEL came to us and said, wow, we love that. We have the same strategy. We want to move more stuff to North America. We want to do it today, right now. And our biggest challenge was, well, we have to actually build an injection mold department, we need to transition some pretty heavy equipment. So the biggest challenge we had is timing. With our production here going from injection molding straight over to our automated production, we're monitoring that entire process of how those parts are made, making sure everything is within very tight tolerances, and then going through the production process, 100% testing on anything that leaves that machine, so SEL knows that they're getting the highest quality product off of that machine from Phoenix Contact every time.
So a few years ago, we started the conversation with many of our supply partners, and we've had this conversation many years about sourcing components closer to us. What I found very impressive about Phoenix Contact is they listened to our needs and they listened to their other customers. And they not only talked about a solution, they actually implemented a solution. So I'm really excited to be able to partner with Phoenix on bringing components back to the United States and be able to build these components closer to us.
Fabulous team on the SEL side and on the Phoenix side came together, very committed to making this happen. The commitment went all the way up to the executive leadership in both companies, and honestly, it culminated in a commitment to each other that we're going to do this project, and we're going to have a long-term perspective on making sure that this was a successful endeavor on both parties.
And I think the future is going to be continuing to work with them and coming up with new connector technologies to help them make a more resilient grid and to help Phoenix Contact expand production in North America.